Hi there, this is Sanjay and I welcome you all to this English learning YouTube channel, English Every Day. In today's video, again, we're going to talk about Indian accent. As many of you, especially from Taiwan, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Japan, USA, and many other countries, you people are facing the problem like when somebody speaks with you or when you have a meeting with an Indian person and you find that the person speaks typical Indian accent and it's really very difficult for you to understand. So in this video, I'm going to read one article for you, and in this article, I would be reading this article in a very faster way, and that will be in typical Indian accent. As I have already described in many of my videos, like how to decode Indian accent. However, there are many other things that you can add on in your vocabulary, how to pronounce those vocabulary, like the jaw line, especially the particular T sound, B sound, and D sound. And if you focus on those sounds, then it becomes very visible for you to be more familiar with Indian accent. So by this video, I'm going to read one article, as I said in the beginning, and you would be more familiar. You would see that how it would be easy for you to decode Indian accent. So in the article, I would be reading first in typical Indian accent, and also I would be reading that again in American accent as well. So you can see the difference. You can find out those particular words. Also, I will try and focus over those technical vocabulary that you actually face the problem when you listen somebody in Indian accent. So without getting late, let's jump into the article. So the article we have for today's session for reading is "It's just adding one word at a time." So let's get started in typical Indian accent, how to read this. That ChatGPT and automatically generated something that reads even superficially like human written text in remarkable and unexpected. But how to do it? How does it do it? And why does it work? My purpose here is to give a rough outline of what's going on inside ChatGPT, and then to explore why it is that it can do so well in producing what we might consider to be meaningful text. I should say at the outset that I am going to focus on the big picture of what's going on, and while I will mention some engineering details, I won't get deeply into them. And then the essence of what I will say supplies just as well to other current large language models, LLMs, as to ChatGPT. The first thing to explain is what ChatGPT is always fundamentally trying to do is to produce a reasonable continuation of whatever text it's got so far, whereby reasonable. We mean what one might expect someone to write after seeing what people have written on billions of web page, etc. So let's say we have got the text. The best thing about AI is its ability to imagine scanning billions of page human written text, say on the web, and it is digitalized looks, and finding all essence instances of this text, then seeing what word comes next, what fraction of the time. The chat GPT effectively does like this, except that I will explain. It doesn't look at liberal literal text. It looks for some for things that in a certain sense match in meaning, but the end result is that it produces a ranked list of words that might follow together with probabilities. All right, so that was something in Indian accent. Again, I'm going to read this, and this time it would be somewhat faster and again in more typical Indian accent. The ChatGPT is automatically generated something that reads and even superficially like human written text is remarkable and unexpected. But how does it do it? And why does it work? My purpose here is to give a rough outline of what's going on inside the ChatGPT, and then to explore why it is that it can do well in producing what we might consider to be meaningful text. I should say that the outset, and I'm going to focus on the big picture of what's going on. And while I will mention some engineering details, I won't get deeply into them. And the essence of what I will say applies just as well to the current language, large language model LLMs to ChatGPT. The first thing to explain is that the ChatGPT is always fundamentally trying to do is to produce a reasonable continuation of whatever text it is go so far. But so far, whereby reasonable we mean that what one might expect someone to write after seeing what people have written on billions of web pages, etc. So let's say we have got the text. The best thing about AI is
its ability to imagine something billions of pages of human written text, say on the web, and digitalized books. And it's finding all instances of this text, then seeing what word comes when next when fraction of the time. ChatGPT effectively does something like this. Expect that I will explain that it is look literal uh, text. It looks for thing that it is certain sense match in meaning, but the end result is that the produces a ranked list of words that might follow together with probabilities. All right. So this time it was much faster and in more typical Indian accent. So I finished this with this article, and I hope this article will get you more insight about how Indian people speak and what do they do while they are speaking. Now let's focus on some of the vocabulary, some of the words that how Indian people pronounce in a different way, and how it can be pronounced in typical, in Indian accent, in American accent. So the first word is producing, 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 producing. It's a whatever, 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 reasonable, 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 continuation, 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 expect, expect, expect. All right, then let's go for the next word is we can go for explore, 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 human, 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 superficially, 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 generate, generate, something, something. Okay, so I think this would be the end because the video may go longer, and I would like you to watch this video again and again, maybe 2 or 3 times or 4 times, so you would get an understanding how I pronounce the words when I was reading in Indian accent and what kind of changes you find in that. Now I would be waiting for your comment as well. You can write down some comment.
I hope this video will help you to get an insight for Indian accent. And during the article, I try to pay attention on those particular words as well. If you feel that you need to write down the video one more time, so keep on watching it. There are many other videos, and I would come up with more such kind of videos for you as well. If you want to join my classes specially designed for Indian accent, also you can write down in comments. So maybe I will arrange the classes for you, the special sessions I have developed for you, and that would be really very effective. So thank you so much for today, and have a happy time.